Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna continue our Chinese lesson. So in the previous video, we have already talked about pinyin or the Chinese alphabet. So if you guys haven't watched them, you guys can watch them first and then go back to this video. Today we're gonna talk about the tones. So in Chinese, there are 5 tones. The first tone, the second tone, the third tone, the fourth tone, and the neutral tone. And we always write the tones on top of vowels, not consonants. Like this one, this is the first tone, the second tone, the third tone, the fourth tone, and the neutral tone. For the neutral tone, we don't need to put anything on top of the vowels. So let's see from the diagram. In the diagram, this one is the first tone and this one is the second tone. This one is the third tone and this one is the fourth. This one is the neutral tone. So let's try to read the tones by using A. And this is like the notes in the music. So as we can see, the first tone is the highest tone and it's a flat, straight sound. Like A, A, A. And the second tone, it's like going up sound, like A. It's like when you feel shocked or like you cannot believe or something and then you said, what? A, A, A. And the third tone, it's like going down sound and then going up. A, 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 A. And the fourth tone, it's like falling sound. Ah. It's like when you yell at someone. Ah. 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 And the neutral tone, it's really soft, short, and really light sound. Like ah. 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 Okay. So we have already learned that we always put the tones on top of vowels, right? But how about if there are more than one vowel in one syllable? For example, like this. So there are A and O in one syllable. Where should we put the tones? The answer is we need to look at the simple vowels order. And as we can see here, A comes before O. That's why we put the tone on top of A. How about if there are and E? Where should we put the tones on? According to the order, comes before E, right? So we put it on top of But there's a special case for E and U. When E and U are put together, like this one or like this one, we always put the tone on top of the second vowel. So for this one, we put it on top of U, and for this one, we put it on top of E. And when we write a tone on top of E, we can just change the dot into the tones. We don't need to write the dot. Okay, so let's practice to determine where to put the tones on these syllables and then try to read them with the tones. Don't forget about the order. Let's start with the first syllable. So in the first syllable, there are A and O, and A is the first on this order, so we put it on top of A. And for the second one, it's the same with the first one, we put it on top of A. A and E, A is the first order, so put it on top of A. For this one, there is only one vowel here, so we put it directly on top of the vowel. This one is and I. Comes first, so put it on top of and u. U is the first. U comes before u, so we put it on top of u and I. And for this one, let's put the neutral tone. The next one, u and u. U comes before u, so we put it on top of u. For this one, there is only one vowel, so we put it on top of the vowel. This one also only one vowel. Also this one. And the next one, I, A and O. I, A and O. I is the first in this order, so we put it on top of A. Qiu. When I and U are put together in one syllable, we always write it on top of the second vowel, right? So for this case, we put it on top of U. And for this one, only one vowel here. And remember, we just delete the dot and change it with the tones directly. 学 U and comes first, so put it on top of There is only one vowel here. Also for this one, and U, put it on top of U. And A and U, put it on top of A. There is only one vowel here, so put it on top of here. And this one, and I, we put it on top of and U, we put it on top of U. Okay, so we finished marking all of the tones, right? So let's try to read them with the tones. Bao, bao, bao. 跑，跑，跑。卖，卖，卖。饭，饭，饭。得，得，得。头，头，头。内，内，内。了，了，了。狗，狗，狗。康，康，康。横，横，横。很，很，很。教，教，教。球，球，球。西，西，西。学，学，学。咱，咱，咱。从，从，从。搜，搜，搜。 照照照产产产谁谁谁肉肉肉 Okay, let's go back to this page. So there are some special cases for the third tone. When third tone followed by first, second, fourth, or neutral tone, it changes into half third tone. So in the diagram, we can see that third tone is going down and then going up sound, right? Like ah. This is what we call the full third tone, ah. And half third tone is only the going down sound, ah. So for example, 北京, instead of saying it like 北京, we change this into half third tone. So it is like 北京, and Beijing is the capital of China. The second case is when third tone followed by another third tone. The first third tone, it changes into the second tone. For example, 你好. And as you guys can hear it, I pronounce this part as half third tone too, like 你好 instead of 你好. Actually, you can also say this part with the third tone, but a lot of native speakers, they pronounce the third tone in the last word or syllable or phrase as the half third tone. 你好. Okay. And the third case is when third tone followed by third tone and then followed by another third tone, where the first two is making one word. So let's see from the second rule, the second case. When third tone followed by another third tone, it becomes second tone, right? So this third tone changes into the second tone, and this one is still third tone. But as we can see also from the second rule, when third tone followed by another third tone, it changes into the second tone and third tone. So, for example, 小姐早. 小姐 means miss, and these two syllables make a one word, and 早 means good morning. So instead of saying 小姐早, we pronounce it as 小姐早. Remember, this one is also the same with this one. We pronounce it only half third tone. But if you pronounce it as the full third tone, it's also not wrong. But it's not natural to say the full third tone. So let's read it again. 小姐早. 小姐早. And the last case is when third tone followed by third tone and then followed by another third tone, where the last two are making one word. So from the second case, we can see that when third tone followed by another third tone, the first third tone changes into the second tone, right? So this one changes into the second tone, and this one, it's still second tone, third tone. And let's see from the first rule here. When third tone followed by the first, second, fourth, or neutral tone, it changes into half third tone, right? So this part changes into the half third tone. For example, 女老板，女 means female, and 老板means boss, which these two syllables make one word. So instead of saying it like 女老板, we pronounce it as 女老板. Also the same with 好 and 早, we pronounce this as half third tone. 女老板，女老板. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. 加油!